just hope people can get some use out of them. I think we're going to go out and make an arrowhead hunting video here. Starting to warm up here a little bit. Get out and I'll show you certain areas to look. A lot of people like to look, but they just don't know where to go. You got to kind of think like I've hunted arrowheads and that for a long time. And if you know where to look, think about where you'd like to live. If you're a primitive type person, you need shelter, water, access to good hunting grounds. So if you can get long streams, they always camp by water. You always had to have water no matter what. All men that needed water, and even back then they knew that. It was vital. So you just take a look at river systems or creeks. Nice creeks that have been around a while. And you find the flats and the hills above these creeks. And if there's bare dirt, look around and see if you can find any chips. A lot of times when you start finding chips, you're in the money then. A friend of mine out in Wyoming, we used to go out and you could stand up on a hill and overlook a valley or whatever, and you could almost see, just by looking at the terrain, where you could almost pick out exactly where they were going to camp. A lot of times we were right. It just is a matter of looking at the landscape. It hasn't changed that much in, a couple thousand years. I think it would, but it hasn't. Just a little bit more erosion. But anyway, I think we're going to do that here in the next couple of days. That way people can get a look and see what kind of terrain we're looking at. And I know we'll find some, I don't know if we'll find any points, but we'll find some scrapers, or we'll find some chips for sure. I'm pretty confident that when I go into an area that if I look at it and it looks good, you get a lot of confidence built up. You'll be able to go into an area and say, hey, that should hold chips or points or whatever. Kind of like hunting. You go into an area, you know right away whether you can look at areas and say, hey, that looks deery, or looks like that's good pheasant or grouse habitat or whatever. Same way looking for arrowheads, about the same way. If it looks that way, if it's got everything there that you'd think about a primitive people needing, that's probably there. Especially if you need it tomorrow morning, and we'll finish this. We'll scrape the eye off, get the paint off the eye. I'll show you how to do that. And I think I've already done that on a deer maybe, but anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to take our knife and go ahead and scrape that off. See how shiny that is? Try not to get the paint. If you do, we'll go over it with a paintbrush. Sometimes you got to go around the lid there a little bit. Right around the lid here. Be kind of careful. Maybe you see how I'm doing that. Then we'll take that off of there. Anyway, that's where that eye will look. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll go around the edges with if I took any off of there when I was doing the scraping, I'd go around there with a little real fine brush and tidy that up. What I do next, I'd just take and put some eyelashes on there. I'll show you how we do that. Same principle. What we're going to do is we're going to take and put eyelashes on this guy. And see if we can see this here. Let's see if we can turn that a little bit, right, like so. I'll put that right there. What we're going to do is you're going to get just a little bit on your brush, and you're going to go right on along the eyelid here. Just put little dimples of this Mod Podge on there. And what that does is that simulates eyelashes. They have little bumps here. You can use a needle syringe, you can use whatever you want. I like a brush. You can see what I'm doing. But anyway, that's the way that looks. And that'll dry up. You have little clear spots, shiny, that look really nice. And now what we'll do is we'll come back tomorrow. When this dries, we'll come back tomorrow or later tonight. We'll put a nice coat on that. And then we'll take a look at the whole animal in general, brush it out. Get rid of any threads that are hanging. Always seems like you got a thread hanging from repairing bullet holes or something like that. We want to make sure we get those out of there. And if we got anything sticking up, we want to make sure that we can get it hammered down into place. And I think that's going to be pretty. Okay, we're back today. We're finishing up this elk. And what we're going to do is we're going to give it a coat on the nose. We're going to coat the lips and the nose here. We put the eyelashes on yesterday. It's all dried up. What we're going to do is going to give this a nice shiny coat. Take your Mod Podge. Just give it a little coat. Make it a thick coat. And that'll make that lip look really nice. Anyway, and I'll tell you what, this elk is about done. Just do your normal clean up, and this guy's going to be ready to go home tomorrow. I got this antler to repair now. There we go. So that nose will be really nice here. In about an hour, that'll dry up. You can put a little heat to it if you want, but I don't. I'll just let it dry like that. Go ahead and get some, but just make sure you get it brushed out. Make sure you get all the threads off of it. Make sure the armpits, shoulder area, the brisket's combed. Make sure you don't have anything glaringly wrong with it, you know. Check for stuff sticking out. Well, here we are back with this elk. I'm going to show you what he looks like up close. This is a kind of a little overview of him. His nose is still a little wet. I brushed him out good with the wire brush to break up the glue and that was on him. He looks good. He's going to go home tomorrow. I think it's going to be a nice mount. I'll bring him in real close. You see the nose there. Still got some Mod Podge on it that's drying. But his eyes look good. His tear duct area looks good. The eyes are evenly spaced. I mean, they're level. The ears are level. Let's see, the antler that we repaired is, the tine is right there. So you can't hardly tell that. So we'll leave that go. If it needs, we'll take a look at it, and if it needs more, we'll give it to it. But I think it's going to be good. Overall, the elk looks good. It's going to be a nice surprise for the guy. Anyway, that's it for finishing up that elk. Hopefully you can use this tape and you'll get some good pointers out of it. Thanks for watching.